Mr. Holmes, I
am a traveller, judging by the quaint cut of your cloth. A foreign tailor. Overcoat Campbell. No, Cameron. A Celt.
And?
The openness of your hands conveys honesty, which you most certainly are, but...
Yes?
You have an edge.
Actually, I'm here to help you. By executive order of Scotland Yard.
This is not Scotland Yard documentation. A fake.
I'm a policeman.
Obviously not the plainclothes unit. Doctor, I'm...
Everything that I would have expected.
You are a curiosity. You may accompany me. I'm short a companion.
I'm the companion.
Oh yeah, that's right. What you just heard there was just merely a snippet of what they would call the Doctor Who Doc Journey audio play. This exciting new audio adventure series from AM Audio Media. This Wholock audio drama features not only Doctor Who, but also Sherlock Holmes in a spine-tingling, terrifying story. This is Mr. J from the Droids You Are Looking For Canada telling you that you need to listen to the Dark Journey. I am not a Doctor Who fan, and I love this show! You have to go check out these people. This radio play is full of a cast featuring some of the finest acting in time and space with Andrew Chalmers, which I've had an opportunity to speak with, Katie Forrest, Roy Miranda, Larissa Benfrey, and with a special appearance by himself, one of the actual doctors, Tom Baker. That is insane! You gotta listen to find out what happens to Sherlock and his companion, the Doctor Who, on the dark journey through the 19th century England as they come face to face with Jack the Ripper. Jack the Ripper. Makes me want to listen to it already. Doesn't it make you want to listen to it? Of course you can. You want to listen to free episodes, cast info, and more? Go to AM Audio Media online at amaudiomedia.com.
Just another Saturday night.
Power is a fragile thing.
It's tearing me up how much I love you
Dwight, is that you?
and what I gotta do.
She owns me.
She was an angel.
When she wishes it, we die. One of these days she'll pull the trigger. It's a good game.
You keep asking for it and asking for it!
That there's a dame to kill for.
Sin City's where you go in with your eyes open. Or you don't come out at all.
Welcome to the Droids Canada podcast. On Facebook, on Twitter, on G+, and now Instagram. And the podcast starts now.
What the fuck is the internet?
First, take a big step back and literally fuck your own face! Toasty!
They're gonna feel pretty stupid when they find out. Find out what? They're fucking with the wrong people.
All right. I think it's episode 108, I think. Maybe episode 109. How you doing, Brian?
Well, this weekend almost made up for last weekend.
Should we start? Hold on. We're going to start off the podcast correctly.
And that's for the mountain man who's not with us tonight.
We did a pour of coffee in memory of the mountain man.
Dude, I think you splashed my foot.
Well, that'll make AJ still a happy man. Unfortunately, the mountain man, I believe, pulled too much aggro. Wife aggro, that is. Maybe, who knows? No, I think he just...
Diminishing returns.
He missed out on a good movie.
Yeah?
He did. So this week, me and Brian were able to go down to our local Cineplex. I scored me some fantastic scene points. Gabby was there as well. Oh, I don't remember. What's her name on the page again?
Iraq Ash.
Iraq Ash. It's like Iraq Nads. Not judging. Maybe her arachnids are tingling. But we went and seen.
I don't know, man. You think about that?
What's that?
A half Ash from Army Dead spider hybrid. That is kind of terrifying. Even though it still would only have one arm.
Really? That sounds pretty intense. Intense like camping, that's for sure. So we're at the luxurious Tim Hortons.
Goddamn copyright infringements.
Yeah, I can't say it. That's fuck. In Ontario, Canada, the armpit of Ontario. We are recording our podcast, which is about
Sin City, A Dame to Kill For.
Now, going into this film...
Warning! Spoilers galore!
Well played, sir, well played. Sir, let me pass you your Rockstar. We wouldn't want to forget
Thank you.
that.
I'm endorsing Rockstar now until the sale goes off.
It's not Rockstar, it's North Star. You can't say the real phrase. We might get sued. Maybe.
Fine then. A geological, astronomical body.
We're not even talking about Eva Green yet, either. Yeah,
no.
So we went and seen Sin City: A Dame to Kill For. Went in there with low expectations, still reeling from TMNT from the weekend before.
What do you mean reeling? My anal cavity is still bleeding. Thank you, Michael Bay.
Jesus. I've never been raped with an explosion, like with a dick that causes explosions.
It's been a week and my childhood's still crying in a cold shower.
That's horrible. You will hear some background noise. I apologize. Unfortunately, we are near a highway because we just wanted to have a cop. Well, I wanted to have a cop in a pumpkin spice muffin from Tim Hortons. So let's get started. Though, basically, this film, I'm sure we can agree, takes place after the original Sin City, and a lot.
Most of
changed.
It does seem to take place after it. My question, and to the viewers or listeners, sorry, chime in if you can answer this question for me.
Okay.
It takes place after Sin City. How is Marv alive?
That's a good question. Now,
don't get me wrong. I'm a Marv fan. That's why I want to see the Sin City movies. But it doesn't make chronological sense.
No, there was some issues with that. I mean, Marv was electrocuted, which everyone knows. But you know what?
The torturer got a fucking arrow to the head or something like that.
Yeah, Marv... Sin City wouldn't be good without Marv. I think that was just kind of like one of those scenarios.
Marv is Sin City, at least for the movies. I'm not sure about the comics.
But they did a different position for Marv in this time around. They removed him as a main character, per se.
Which kind of sucked.
They didn't give him his own storyline. He was just a secondary character.
He was the problem solver for everyone.
That's very true. In the three storylines that existed, he was the problem solver for every single one of them. So the storyline there's three different storylines. You got one with Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who ends up becoming the son of the infamous Senator Rourke, which we were introduced to in the original Sin City.
I was happy to see him in there. I like him as an actor.
Yeah.
He did exceptionally well, complete with cringing.
Absolutely, that would be a good way to put it. Josh Brolin's character, there was a huge storyline plot around him. Opens up with him being a photographer, but there's a lot of backstory. Even becomes Darkman at one point.
And for those of you who have seen the first one, he does take over Clive Owen's character.
Too, yeah. And there's just so much involved with that. I don't know if that was a writing issue or Clive Owen didn't want anything to do with it anymore. But I think Josh Brolin definitely did a good job for his storyline. And then the third storyline will be Jessica Alba's getting her revenge for the death of Hardigan, which Brian didn't seem too happy to see Bruce Willis as much.
No, I felt he only went in there because he's like, hey guys, I'm Bruce Willis. My name will help sell.
Well, that's true, though. It's Bruce fucking Willis, though. Can't have Die Hard without Bruce Willis. They proved that.
No, but you have Sin City without him.
Hardigan was a huge piece in that storyline. But those storylines of Sin City all intersect. They have some type of being that comes together, and it always comes back to Senator Rourke. At one point or another, always comes back to him, which we're not going to spoil the ending of the movie, but there will be some pieces that we'll need to touch on about the movie, so there will be some spoilers.
Mio makes another return in this movie.
But I don't think it's the original person.
It's not. The original person was Devin Aoki.
Ew.
So hot.
She was.
And I would love to know why she wasn't in this movie.
You know, sometimes it's just pure laziness when it comes down to it. Like, they probably said, hey, you want to be in? And she probably said, I want a little bit more. And they said, fuck it, you know what? I'll find another Asian.
Fuck it and go work for Michael Bay.
Pretty much.
We also got to see Brian's favorite actor, Chris Maloney, was in the movie, and I knew Brian cheered. I didn't hear it, but I know he did.
Yes, I did.
I always like Chris Maloney.
But I like him better when he's not in Law and Order and he's playing fucked up people.
Oz.
Aside from his junk in that show, great.
Besides his junk in that show. Yeah, sometimes I don't need to see penis, and that show had a ridiculous amount of it. We also got to see Jeremy Pivens, who he's known for his acting Entourage. I'm trying. There was a bunch of people that were in this.
There was a ton.
But they didn't have all these. They didn't have big roles though. They had
actually a smaller black guy playing the torturer.
Who is the Allstate guy?
Is he?
Yeah, and he was also the President 24. I don't remember his name for the life of me. I was kind of waiting after the fight for him to go, but with the Allstate brand. I was waiting for him to do the pivot.
With the Allstate brand, all these cars would be replaced.
Accident forgiveness after I put you through the car. See, this is one thing me and Brian are kind of debating about. Brian says it's Michael Clark Duncan's character from the original Sin City. I'm saying it's not.
It is.
But then that causes another storyline issue.
Do you really think they gave a shit about continuity when they brought Marv back to life with no explanation?
No, that's true. That's the point.
Or the two blonde girls?
Okay.
So yes, the two blonde girls were back alive in this movie. Granted, it was for a scene, more of a
Dawson
cameo.
as well, with her weird fucking...
Yeah, but I don't think she died in the first one.
No, she didn't die, but she had that weird fucking hat.
Yeah, it was like
S&M hat.
It was like an S&M hat meet a barbarian helmet.
Skyrim?
A Skyrim leather hat without the horns.
There you go. I like how we think. I like how we work.
But yeah, they had a bunch of people in there that would lead you to believe this story takes place before the original Sin City, except for the fact that Sandra O'Rourke's son was already dead in a yellow abomination.
And now you gotta ask, is Frank Miller trying to become a Stan Lee? Because he was in the film twice. He was the old man sitting at the table, now with the white hair. He was wearing the fedora and the jacket when he was talking to Marv. And then there was the scene when she was watching the TV and there was two guys sitting in the alley. The guy on the left was Frank Miller again. So maybe he's trying to be like the new Stan Lee for his own shit. I don't know.
Why not? It works.
Whatever. I just know.
I mean,
Frank
in
Miller.
Guardians of the Galaxy, he was a pizza delivery man.
Hey, there is nothing wrong with the fact that Stan Lee is involved in everything. There's a handful of films he wasn't in, but it's still pretty cool at the end of the day. So the storylines, I think, were very well done. And here's the thing is that, which I might get backlash from, is that I felt the first Sin City put the bar so high that this film had a long way to go.
It did. I'm not going to say it was as good as the original as far as storyline goes, but as far as acting caliber and entertainment value,
yeah,
to me it was up there.
It was up there. I think
it was just the storyline and the continuity errors that really bothered me.
I think when it came into this film, they're like, you know what, we're not going to be able to recreate the same success of the original Sin City, so we need to move Marv into a role that he's involved in every storyline, because it's Marv.
And they even made another coat reference with Marv.
Yep, absolutely. Beats the shit out of some frat boys just for the shits and giggles of it.
No, he beat the shit out of them because they were going to light that bum on fire.
Shits and giggles of it. He could just turn around and walk away. Had no...
You know he doesn't, though. He hates assholes, even though he's an asshole. He's like me.
Now, I think... Let's go to the acting part of it. I think Mickey Rourke did a fantastic job playing Marv. There's no real...
But granted, he is getting older, and I will cut him slack for that, but he got fat.
Oh yeah, you can definitely see it in his face. You can see he had a gut and everything. You know what he needs? He needs to be in a fucking Volkswagen in a fucking commercial. Oh
yes,
yeah.
We've seen about 7 Volkswagen commercials in 5 minutes.
I feel like I should be buying one. The subliminal messages are getting to me.
It ruins pizza, it ruins ice cream, and it makes you thinner. Buy a Volkswagen Golf GL1.
Yeah, pretty much. And the movie was late turning on, which was kind of annoying as well. And then I think Josh Brolin did a fantastic job in his role. This is the type of film that makes me believe that Max Payne was ever made into a movie. If it was, well, it was, but I mean, if it was ever made again
into a good movie,
it would be a Sin City style, and it would be successful because Josh Brolin, just his narration into the film, I found that he was doing a fantastic job just with his narration, and the violence was fantastic. Even when he became Darkman for like a whole 10 minutes there, when he was all bandaged up and shit. I don't know if you heard me say that in the theater. Like, ooh, Darkman. Great. Liam Neeson still can have a job.
I think that would have been a great cameo for him to remove those, and it was Liam Neeson under it. That would have been awesome, and you would have known someone was getting.
You know what? I have the utmost confidence in Liam Neeson in any movie he touched, except for A Million Ways to Die in the West. That movie was absolutely horrible. I don't even know why he was in that film. Maybe he was bored. Maybe he actually wanted to know what it's like to have a horrible film on his resume. I don't know what his motivations were.
Oh, you know, I will give him that. Like, yeah, he did do one horrible film. He's pretty much the Harrison Ford of this generation.
Oh, shit.
However, to me, and I just got to bring this because I haven't heard anyone even whisper him on the internet in a bit, better than Sean Bean, who dies and everything. Sean Bean's contract...
Sean Bean's back. Actually, it's funny you bring that up, not to get too off track. Sean Bean is on this season of Game of Thrones.
Is he?
Figure it out.
Flashbacks.
But still, it's Sean Bean. He lives forever.
But I'm pretty sure his contract states that his character must die.
I heard a story that's a running joke that they kill his characters off as like a running joke or some shit like that. Anyways, Jessica Alba reprises her role. Not impressed.
Yes, I got Nerdwood for Alba.
I just don't anymore. I don't know what it is. It's just kind of like, like it's just, that's all it is. Like I could, but maybe I don't know.
Especially when she went all Frankenstein Manson.
See, yeah, when she seriously she looked up at you, if she would have had a contact in on the one eye, I'm like, that was totally Marilyn Manson. But and then we got the guy that played Rourke. He was the original. Like, there's not much to talk about there. But then we got to see Eva Green naked.
Yeah, Todd has a hard on for her.
I did.
I don't.
I don't now. Like, now that I've seen her naked, it's just like, It's kind of like when everyone was like, oh, Neve Campbell's got an amazing body, you have to see it. And when you finally saw it after waiting countless episodes of Party of Five and Scream, and you finally got to see it, you're like, oh, you're typical. Like, you're just a regular broad.
Well,
like,
are you expecting tits to glow?
I don't know. They did for Eva Green. Her eyes were green, her lips were red, her tits were fucking magnificent. But her character was different. I liked her character, though.
Yes,
it was
Black
different.
Widow.
It was different. Like, yeah, Black Widow characters exist, but I mean, to the extent that she played that character was very well done. I'm trying to think who else was in this film. And then obviously Bruce Willis, which you don't think too highly of.
I've never been a Bruce Willis fan.
Really? You know, he was rated as the top action star of the 80s?
He could have been the top action star. Doesn't
over
mean
Schwarzenegger? He beat Predator with Die Hard.
Yeah.
You don't think this is fair? Or?
I really don't care. It's two different genres of movie. Yeah, they fall under action.
Yeah, action.
But one's cop action, one's sci-fi. You're always going to get more people who want to go into cop action movies than you will sci-fi-ish.
That's not true. Die Hard could have been sci-fi. Alan Rickman was in it.
Leaving
a voicemail for Alan Rickman. Oh, fuck. Okay. So, I mean, acting, can we say it's solid?
The acting was solid in that movie.
Okay. I think
that's who we didn't pop from this movie. Christopher Lloyd.
Christopher Lloyd as Doc
had
Brown.
Like a 5-minute scene.
I think he was Doc Brown.
Yeah.
I think what it was when that film came out, it came out during the same time they were doing A Million Ways to Die in the West, because he actually had to look like, because he was Doc Brown in that film.
Yeah.
And they're like, just keep the fucking hair. We'll just do it this way, because he doesn't actually have his hair like that in real life. Yeah. He shaves his head all the time, and he played Doc Brown as a broken down medical doctor.
Who's shooting up,
which was kind of weird because I looked over at Gabby and she's like, oh, I'm like, I know, it's Doc Brown shooting up. This is so awesome. Thank you, Frank Miller, for ruining more of my childhood that Michael Bay has already stripped me of. I didn't get much of a pop because it's really him. Rosario Dawson, she just doesn't look good, ever. Rosario Dawson with the tight S&M hats and...
You know, with her hairstyle in this movie, once that hat came off, she had one side of her head in like cornrows, the other side was normal. Side of cornrows, I'm like, Normal side, I was like, she's actually kind of cute there.
There's still a
then
shot?
She turned around again, and I'm like, It was like one of those man-woman half outfits.
I don't know what was going on with that at all.
I think she has her moments. There was a few times in that movie I was like, she's hot, but most of it I'm like,
But I don't know if I tell anyone that I think she's hot. Then
I don't know. I like that one outfit she was wearing during the interrogation scene, where it was like chains going down to her nipples.
I agree full-heartedly.
I'm not saying like sexually aroused. Like it was just a good costume for her character.
I just don't like how she looks. Period. It's just everything involved. She has ugly feet too. Saw that in Clerks too. Yeah, she was in Clerks too.
Was she?
Yeah, she was the broad that Dante was all stupid for. Really? She looks exactly the same, dude.
Dude,
I'm no cornrows.
No, I know. At this point, though, I'm questioning if I've seen Clerks too.
Oh shit, that's great. She was in TMNT. She was Donatello. Explains the glasses. I think this movie was a huge step up from the pre. Oh, and we also forgot Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Totally forgot about him.
No, we mentioned him.
Did we mention him?
Yeah.
How good he did?
Yeah, because I was talking about how that one scene made my fingers cringe.
Oh shit, that's right. Oh,
let's just say pliers and fingers should not be put together.
I was crying in the theater. Like, snap. Ah! I in terms of graphicness, I don't think it was nearly as graphic as the first one. The reason why is because in the first one, you watch Bruce Willis tear a man's penis right off.
And then pummel his face into nothing.
See, and that's what made Sin City big, was the graphic crudeness that they went. And this one, I wouldn't say they turned it down.
But there was a few times where, you know, it was turned down, but they went with the, what's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know.
The Fight Club mentality. There we go.
Okay.
Where I can't remember who it was getting beat, but they start getting beat, and you see a punch or two, and then it just goes to the shadow, leaving to your imagination.
Yeah. Oh, that was when Joseph Gordon-Levitt was being jumped by the two guys.
Yes.
And then he was beating them with the flapjack or whatever. I think...
Blackjack.
The blackjack, sorry. I think I missed the graphicness to it, though. Like, there's, in terms of, let's talk about just sheer presentation, I think it was a lot better than the first one. I felt that the color, like how they did this one was a lot better. I don't understand why the girl... Like, I know they did it on purpose because they want you to focus on Marcy. I think that's what her name was. They wanted to focus on her, the one that was the blonde that we were talking about. And that's why she had skin color. That's why she had hair color. Yeah. Fine, I get that part of it. There was the one scene when Marv was sitting there having a cigarette talking about what happened. He was trying to recollect what happened in the cop car, and his car was driving around him. See, that to me was kind of cool because he was trying to remember everything, but at the same time, he's envisioning in his head. You got to see it, and that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
But
I wish... And again, it just goes into their art style, mind you, but that the blood wasn't white. Because think of how much better the scene, it's one of the end scenes, the battle at the mansion with Mio, the katana, and if there was red for the blood instead of white.
It would be like more of like a 300, because when they really went out of control with the blood, it was just everywhere. I'm not bitching, by the way, and whatsoever. I thought it was pretty badass. I agree with you. I think, but that's just the style that they set from the first one.
Yeah.
Only when they were, unless they were fighting that yellow dude, Rourke's first son. I guess I would say, give you guys a hint about this film without giving anything away.
What do you mean? We said spoilers. They had the option to skip this.
Let them think about it. Because his blood was yellow, but But overall, watching this film, I was extremely entertained. I felt like I got a piece of my soul back.
Yeah.
Michael Bay took it, and Frank Miller went, nope, it's coming back. No, you need to have your soul. I can't think what else we could really talk about it. You got anything you want to add there?
No, because again,
I mean,
like overall, I think of the movie overall entertaining.
Yeah.
But with me, I just can't get past the continuity errors. And that's me.
I think, and that's what brings me to my dissatisfier, the whole movie, is that it just felt like, okay, we're going to start, because this is not the first time, because they originally were going to do from Sin City years ago. They pulled it off the shelf because Frank Miller wanted to do The Spirit. Horrible film. Absolutely horrible. It was bad. It was basically Sin City with a guy with a red tie. That's pretty much summed up. They should have just went to Sin City 2 at that point. And maybe down the run, all the people they originally had said, you know what, you waited too long. I don't want anything to do with it. I'm going to do my own thing. Like when you have stupid things like Clive Owen not being in it, the original actor.
Yeah, but you know what? Here's where I got to argue. Because Clive Owen not being in it made sense because his character was supposed to get all that surgery to change his face.
No, that's true. That's true.
Now, maybe if they had Clive Owen doing the narration over it.
Yeah, that's true.
But no, the Clive Owen thing I can let pass.
then there's a lot of things that I just felt like it was sloppy and rushed. Like the storylines in this film was not nearly as entertaining as the original storylines. They were just kind of there. It's just like, well, we have to piece this together.
And my biggest bitch of this movie, and it was my biggest bitch, I left the theater right away, and I said this one to Todd here, was Marv. Has a line where he comes out, I can't remember who he's talking to.
Oh, he was talking to Josh Brolin.
Talks to Josh Brolin, looks at him and goes, now that's a dame to kill for. I'm like, really?
I actually yelled cheese. Like the little plug you put in there at the end. What would you score this film out of 10?
Out of 10? Generally,
yeah,
I'd say about a 7 to 7.5.
Ooh.
But after last week, I'm willing to give this thing a 12 to 13.
Yeah, I was sitting on the 7 marker when I was walking out because it's just like, it's not going to be the best movie of the year. It's not. Like, no. From the other movies that I've already seen this year. It would have needed a way stronger storyline. Oh, yeah. Like, even, and I'm not putting Guardians of the Galaxy on a pedestal, but even fucking Captain America and all these other films that I've seen this year, this is kind of like, it's good, but it's not going to be amazing at the end. It's going to do good sales. But what was shocking, before we end this podcast, Brian looked at me and said, well, I don't know if I want to go tonight. It's a Saturday. It's opening night to be packed. 11 people.
Yeah.
On an opening weekend. That was kind of... And we don't have anything happening. Like, normally, I would say...
Well, actually, in our town, we did have Juice and Tig.
Oh, yeah, we did have Juice and Tig and Sons of Anarchy. I was kind of hoping to meet up with them today, but that just didn't work out. But I just don't like dealing with crowds, because you'd be waiting in line for, like, hours.
Well, that's when you paint a bunch of toilet paper tubes red, put some wires and wrap around your chest and just go, I got a bomb, I got to meet him.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I don't guarantee you'll have freedom
expedite you to the front of the line or to the back of a SWAT van.
It'll get you to the front of the line, you get to meet him, but then you're going to the back of the SWAT van.
All right. Well, I think we'll agree with 7 out of 10.
Yes.
We'll agree with 7 out of 10.
Solid. It's a solid movie. Check it out.
It was definitely a solid movie. We got to see an Ultra AVX. By the way, we took Brian's cherry of the Ultra AVX.
And just to let you guys know, a deciding factor here, if you're sitting in the movies going, should I watch TMNT or should I watch the new Sin City?
You almost said 300, buddy.
I know.
Oh, shit.
Go see the new Sin City. You will thank us.
And then you're going to go eat a chimichanga because I told you to. Bitch.
Game over, man. It's game over.
Thanks for listening to the Droids You Are Looking For podcast. Stay tuned for next week's podcast.
Remember, the Force will be with you always.